this, actually going live on a Monday, and this is day 31 of the book Unstuck by Kimberly Jones. That's the series we're in. We're going to be in this for 90 days. And if you missed any, go to the playlist called Unstuck and you can catch up on those videos. I would take notes. You're led to this channel for a reason. And my guess is that you're looking at the paralegal career, perhaps for the first time. You know, the website I have, paralegalcoffeetalk.com, is for beginners only, and that's my passion, is to help beginners get into the field and land their first job. I'm launching my membership, reopening it after having it closed for 2.5 years officially, and so launching on September 30th. Don't miss that. Click on the link in the description box. To learn more about that, go to the tab Accelerator. The whole website is for beginners, so please investigate that website. Join the Paralegal Resource Hub. That is for free. The membership is under Accelerator, ACCEL, ERATOR, something like that. The brain isn't working well this morning. My spelling is off. So this is day 31. Don't miss your moment. Let's talk a little bit. I'm going to read a couple verses to you, but right now I'm going to read Esther, the book of Esther, in your Old Testament of your Bible. Okay? Incredible book. Incredible book. She had a chance to do something incredible for in obedience to God and for the Jewish people. Esther was orphaned. I'm not sure at what age, but her uncle Mordecai took her in. And what seemed like an unfortunate series of events, Esther was just a beautiful woman, really beautiful. That did not go unnoticed. There was a whole group of Jewish people living in a very heathen land that worshiped idols, and they certainly didn't worship God. And so they had been moved and captured, and they were living now in Persia and in the the city of Susa. And they were going about their normal everyday lives, and Mordecai was a fantastic role model for Esther, a good teacher to Esther, and all of a sudden she was swept away into the king's harem. Now, that wasn't lost on Mordecai, that God had a plan. So how does this relate to you? Well, what is God's plan for your life in the paralegal field? Why are you being pulled to it? You might not have thought about this. Today's the day to think about, what is your reasoning to go into the field? Is it because you feel this is something you would be good at? Don't go into it because you think you're going to be rich or you're going to be an attorney. You will be the right-hand person to the attorney. And that attorney or more than one attorney will rely on you eventually, even as a beginner. But is this something you're going into because you feel led, you're being pulled into it? And I feel that back when I went into it, I didn't know what paralegals made. I had no, it's really impossible to quote salaries, but do not go by when you do research on Google for the annual salary for a paralegal, do not trust in that, okay? That is so not accurate, all right? So thank you, everybody that's here with me on the live. I appreciate you being here, and I hope you'll come away with something today. Like, is this meant for you or not? And I think you have to do a lot of research into paralegal duties in different areas of law so you can figure that out. What's that mean, Leslie? Well, go to Google and in the search bar, put in paralegal duties in and then put personal injury law, paralegal duties in real estate law. And look at those duties. And that's what, a lot of that is what you'll be doing. Is that what you want to do? Get my book, Legal Break-In. It's on my website under a tab called that, Legal Break-In. And the website is paralegalcoffeetalk.com. Look under every tab. I'm going to give you some tabs like that one. Get the book if you're a rank beginner. You're a total beginner. I mean, you're not in the field, okay? I take you behind the scenes in some of what we do every day in different areas of law. So when Esther was swept away into the harem, you can think, oh my gosh, here's a Jewish woman swept into an idol worshippers, the king of Persia, Xerxes, his harem, and she's going to be prepared possibly to be a queen someday. The queen that was in place, I'll just say this, she insulted the king, and the king stripped her of all of her queen duties and anything she was lavishing in, and banished her. So she was no longer the queen, and now it was open for somebody else to step in. And Esther became the queen of Persia. God put her in that place. And there's a saying called that has come out of this story in the book of Esther, saying, for such a time as this. So is this your time? If it is, don't miss it, because if you miss it, and your destiny according to the Lord is that you go in this, he'll just place somebody else that he can use in the field. He's not going to not use people because you said no and let fear overtake you. And you're like, well, who's going to give me that courage to do that? Well, ask the Lord to give you that courage. In Deuteronomy 31, and look this up, Deuteronomy, that's in the Old Testament, 31, 6-8. It says, this is regarding Joshua and the Jewish people at the time. Be strong and courageous, for you shall go with this people into the land that the Lord has sworn to their fathers to give them. And you shall put them in possession of it. It is the Lord who goes before you. He will be with you. He will not leave you or forsake you. Do not fear or be dismayed. Yes, it can feel like a major challenge as you're trying to go into the career. You know what? That's normal. Everybody faces it, and it's okay. And everyone, and listen to my words now, everyone goes into this career with zero experience. And they go in scared, whether they admit it or not. They get worried and they're scared. Go forward in the fear. Do it anyway, because he has a plan and a purpose for you. He said it in Joshua 29:11. He has been going before you for a long time to get you ready for this. So don't stop now. Okay? When Esther was brought into the kingdom, and now she's at the right-hand side of the king, when he was meeting with the men in his throne room, the women weren't allowed to go in there. This was full of scribes taking down anything the king was saying. Instead of tape recorders, they had a lot of men there taking every word down and everything that happened during the day that the king was deciding. And just like you will be the right-hand person to the attorney, the scribes and his men were his right-hand people. The women were not allowed in that area. So keep that in mind. And Mordecai explained to Esther, you're there for a reason. God placed you there for a reason. Same thing with you going into the legal field. God has a plan for you. He allowed the former queen to make a mistake, huge mistake, Queen Vashti, and she was exiled, banished. And here comes a Jewish woman, and Mordecai by the Lord's direction, advised her, don't tell anybody that you're Jewish. Don't tell the king that you're Jewish. And they were just like amazed. Everybody was amazed by her beauty. So Haman hated Mordecai. He was a top official in the kingdom. And he hated Mordecai because Mordecai wouldn't bow down to him as a top official when he rode through the city. And so he had it in for Mordecai. And he knew Mordecai was Jewish. He did not know that Esther and Mordecai were, related. And so Haman's goal was to kill Mordecai. But because God had a different plan in mind, God had a different plan in mind, he orchestrated it so Haman failed, and Mordecai was directing Esther, and it turned out that then the plan that Haman had to kill Mordecai, it reversed because of God using Esther and explaining that Mordecai, that Haman, the evil one, was out to destroy the Jewish people, and she was part of those people. And then the king orchestrated an edict. He put out a legal edict, and that kiboshed all of this horrific evil that Haman was trying to do against the Jewish people. The Lord put Esther in that position for these purposes. He will do the same for you if you're open to it. When you feel directed and you don't know why you're pulled to a career like this. I didn't know what I would face going into it. I didn't know if this was for me or not, but I knew God would show me once I was in it. That's kind of what I think most people have to do. Is you have to experience it, and you have to try different areas of law before you say no to the whole thing. But you should do your research and then pray about it. Do that research I said in the beginning of this video. Act on the moment that God is putting before you. And then watch God work through you. Watch God work. I made mistakes. I didn't do a great cover letter until I went into the career in 1990, and then that was in Oklahoma, and then we had to move to Florida. And it was in Florida when I couldn't land, and I had experience then. I couldn't land a position, and I had no idea what was wrong, and it turned out that I was falling down when it came to what I was saying in my cover letter. And that's part of what I teach in the classes within my membership. I have a whole module of 6 videos just on the cover letter, and I give you samples of the cover letter. So it's powerful. The cover letter is the single most powerful tool. Your resume is just a set of facts about you, but that cover letter is not just to introduce your resume. It is to be a total sales letter. And you may think you know how to write one, but I'm going to shake it up a bit for you and what really gets noticed and what impresses the hiring attorney. And that's just one module in the membership. There are, I believe, 8 modules, 7 or 8 altogether. So go to paralegalcoffeetalk.com and look at the tab Accelerator, September 30th. It's opening up and closing on the 2nd at midnight. So 72 hours the membership will be open. But go to the website Paralegal Coffee Talk, look under the Accelerator for the membership, and then look under every tab there. Join the Paralegal Resource Hub, that's free. You will find a whole bunch of videos over there that you can look through really in just, I guess, a couple hours and go through those. You need to watch those, okay? Answer the questions if you feel so led that I post there, but there's no accountability or anything like that. If you join the membership, and I hope you do, when it opens on the 30th, please remember You'll get a welcome email within just a few hours if it's during the day. If it's during the like 12, if you're joining and it's like 2 in the morning, you're going to have to wait till the morning when I'm awake. Okay. And I'll send you a welcome email. Do not forget to come into the Facebook group. That's not to hold you accountable. There's extra training in there. So I always say that when you're joining the membership, don't be afraid of the group. That's just giving you access to me, an easy access for about 6 or 8 weeks. And then you can ask so many questions. And don't forget that, okay? So that is it. Go after this. When you're being pulled to it, go for it. Don't let fear and discouragement and lack of support from other people, or the naysayers, or that negative self-talk we do with ourselves, forget all that. There's a reason this is happening right now, and the reason you are being pulled to this. Okay? I don't know what that reason is. You will have your own unique path to follow that God has for you and the purpose for you. So don't shirk it. Don't be scared of it. Go for it. And you'll never be the same. So have a great day today. Don't hesitate if you need to make comments once this video is over. Please do. I love hearing from you. And please like and subscribe. And if you know somebody else interested in the legal field, please share this video too. Love being here with you today. And let me tell you what we're going to talk about tomorrow is called Powerful, Not Pitiful. All right. So stay tuned for tomorrow's video. I'm here Monday through Friday. Talk to you then. Bye-bye.